All right, check it out. Here we are on the last video of lesson 17. And once again, we're looking at a page that you have in your book. This is page 158, and it looks just like this. Consider Tyler's way and Jada's way as shown. So let's check out what Tyler did here. 2 and 5/10 times 18 equals 45. And this is the same question that Lisa and Scott had on the first page, but Tyler and Jada are doing it a little bit different. So let's see what they did here. 2 and 5/10 times 18, 3 times 18, and 5/10 times 18. So did Tyler make a mistake here? It's 2 and 5/10. Why did he break it apart to 3 and 5/10? That is puzzling, isn't it? Yeah? Oh, what else do you notice there? Do you notice that instead of adding them together, Tyler subtracted? Okay? Let me explain this to you. This is a method called compensation. Compensation. Yeah, and so what Tyler did was he compensated and he rounded up to the nearest whole number, right? So he went from 2 and 5/10 up to 3, multiplied 3 times 18 is 54. Maybe did it on the side, right? 18 times 3. I'm not going to go through the multiplication, but that's what he could do, right? And then once he found 54, then he's going to subtract 1/2 times 18, or 5/10 times 18, which we know is 9 because it's 1/2 of 18. And he's going to take that away, and that's going to leave him with 45. So you see how he's compensating. He's going up to 3, and then he's saying, well, I gave the extra half to go up to 3. He's not estimating, so then he's going to have to take that away, right? Okay, let's see what Jada did. Jada said 2 and 1/2 times 18 is 45, right? 2 and 5/10 times 18. She multiplied it by 10. So she multiplied her 2 and 5/10 by 10 and got 25. And then she could multiply 25 times 18 and she got 450. But that's not the answer, right? Because she multiplied her 25 by 10, she has to divide her answer by 10 to get 45. So she multiplied by 10, just moved it over on the place value chart, right? And now she has to move it back over, dividing by 10, moving it the other direction to get 45. So two different kinds of compensation, one where we're adding and then subtracting, and one where we're multiplying and then dividing. Okay, so on the bottom of that page, number 4, you see that it says use Tyler's, let me get rid of this pen here. It says, there we go, use Tyler's or Jada's way to find 24 times 1 and 5/10. Okay, so you have a different problem, but it's the same as what you had in number 2, but you had to do either Lisa or Scott's way of breaking apart. Now you're doing either Tyler or Jada's way of compensating. Okay, so let's see. If we're going to do Tyler's way, right, 24 times 1 and 5/10. What if we changed it to 24 times 2, right? Some of you might already know what that is. And then we have to take away 24 times 5/10 because we added it on there. Do you see how that works? Yeah, kind of interesting compensation. So 24 times 2 is 48. If you didn't know that, then you could multiply it, but a lot of people know it because there's 24 hours in a day, right? And then we're going to take away 24 times 5. Well, we know that that's half of 24, right? Because it's multiplying by 5/10. And then 48 minus 12 is 36, right? A different way of thinking about things. You might like it. Okay, well, let's try the other one. Let's try Jada's way where we're multiplying by 10. So now we have 24 times 1 and 5/10. If we multiply that by 10, that would be 24 times 15, right? So 24 times 15, that's going to give us 360. You can do the math on your page and double check, make sure, right? And then we need to take that 360 and we need to divide it by 10. Why do we have to divide it by 10? Because we multiplied it by 10 to get this a 15 instead of 1 and 5/10, right? So 360 divided by 10, just moving it over on your place value chart, and it becomes 36. It's kind of cool. Yeah, just a different way of thinking. You can always check it by doing your standard algorithm, but make sure that you're trying out some of these new methods, because if you don't practice them, then it's going to be, you know, not something that you're going to get very solid on. Think about which strategy was helpful for you. Think about which one that you would choose if you had to do a problem. And guess what? I'm going to ask you to do a problem. Yeah, so that you can have some practice on this before you get to the problem set. So let's go over here to our page. And what I would like you to do is I'd like you to do 3 and 8/10 times 25. Now you think, do you want to break that apart? Do you want to break apart the 3 and 8/10? You want to break apart the 20 and the 5? Remember, you can only do one of them, not both of them. Or do you want to multiply 3 and 8/10 by 10 and have 38? Or do you want to compensate by changing your 3 and 8/10 maybe to a 4? 4 times 25, that's not too hard. And then you would have to subtract 2/10 times 25. Okay? You think about what you want to do and put your answer here in the Edpuzzle. Okay? And don't forget to tell me how you did it. Put it in the Edpuzzle and tell me how you did it. Okay. And I'm not going to be able to tell you the answer here because there's a lot of different ways that you might have done it, right? So I'll just check what you did in Edpuzzle. And now let's have the conclusion of why did the tomato blush? Because it's all salad dressing. I know, jokes you want to take home to your family. Okay, thanks for watching. Keep